Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror film reviews, ratings, rankings, and rumors. Now for your hosts, Danny, Joel, and Katrina.
This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Katrina the Clown. And Joel the Jester.
Oh,
Hey
okay.
guys, what's up?
Yeah.
I don't even think
man.
we have any clown stuff to be talking about.
Not really, no.
No.
Or
I'm sure there's a
Jester.
clown.
Or jesters.
There'll be a clown somewhere.
Well, yeah, that's what
Between
I
these
was
three
trying
movies.
to think of the
Yeah.
the animatronics.
Not about jesters though. But
Yeah. So, this is a different kind of episode. We've got a few movies coming out pretty soon during the, Halloween time. And so we thought we'd do an episode talking about the three of them and talking about what we think they might be about, some predictions maybe, what we think might happen. During this episode, we're probably going to be talking about things that we've seen in trailers or maybe that we've heard about. So if you haven't seen trailers, you don't want to see trailers, don't want any information about Saw 10, The
Sucks.
Exorcist, The Believer, or Five Nights at Freddy's, then don't watch this. But
If you don't want any information on Saw 10, do not watch the trailer.
yeah. We'll talk about that.
That will be coming in this episode.
So yeah, if you don't want to know anything about those movies, want to go in blind, then don't watch this. But if you want to have some fun and live a life,
No.
Yeah.
Don't be shamed into watching trailers. Because I wish I never saw that trailer.
she's very anti-trailer. So anyways, we're going to talk about these three movies: Saw 10, Exorcist, The Believer, or The Exorcist Believer.
Believer. Yeah.
Okay. And Five
The
Nights at Freddy's.
Exorcist.
So let's start with Saw. Saw X.
Socks.
Socks. Saw 10. So the trailer was released a little while back. Basically, what we see is John
Everything.
Kramer. This takes place between Saw and Saw 2.
2 and 3, I believe.
Is it 2 and 3? I
Yeah.
thought it was 1 and 2.
I'm pretty sure what I remember
Either
seeing
way.
was Saw 2 and 3, but
Yeah. Either way, it takes place while John is alive.
Yeah.
And he gets some sort of experimental treatment done in Mexico for his cancer. And they basically, sounds like, they tell him that he's all cured. And then he gets back to the States and finds out that he's not. So he gets revenge, captures the people who are, who lied to him basically, and puts them in traps. And Amanda is in it as well. She shows up at the end.
At the very end.
She's got the pig mask and everything, just like we already know from the other movies. And that's pretty much what we know from the trailer. What I have heard is this is a very Jigsaw-centered and focused movie. It's not necessarily about the victims. It's more about John.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys think?
go for it, Katrina.
Well, I think that the trailer gave away so much of the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it gave the whole premise away of like, one, everyone that's going to be in the traps.
Yeah.
Like, you already know who's going to be in the traps and why. You know what their traps are. It even gives away one of the traps of like how he has to get out of it.
Yeah.
A couple of them, like it'll kind of say, and it shows him like doing it. Like,
Yeah.
It gave away so much of the movie.
Yeah.
And so really the only thing that's left is to figure out what the twist is, because in all the Saw movies there's a big twist. So they better have a good twist. Because I mean, I'm already pissed off at the movie before even seeing it. But then if they don't have a good twist, they are on my list.
My twist list.
But really, the problem is it's a twisted list. But the problem is it doesn't even matter if they have the good twist, because they've already made the money off of us, because we're going to go see it to see if they have it. And, well, I'm going to go see it because I have to, because I'm part of the podcast.
We have no choice.
Yeah, these guys drug me to the movies. Yeah, so that's my beef.
Okay.
That's my beef. I'm like, okay, I am kind of looking forward to having like another Saw movie with John Kramer in it, because he is the best character of the Saw movies.
Yeah.
I could go without Amanda. And so I would prefer that she was not in it, but whatever.
Okay. So Joel, what are your thoughts on this?
So my beef isn't that they showed too much, because it's Saw 10, and at this point in the franchise, you are seeing these movies for the traps. For the most part, you're seeing
so why would you want to see them?
Why do you want to see the traps then? You want it to be a surprise.
You're seeing the movie for the aftermath that the traps cause. You're seeing the blood. That's what you're going to these movies for at this point in the franchise. But in the early years of the franchise, there was more of a story being built. But we're on the 10th movie of a Saw franchise. So you're going to see, and especially with it being in between either 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, you already know everything that's going to happen to John Kramer. So for it being a John Kramer-centric story, there's literally nothing that they can tell us that's new that we haven't learned about in like Saws 1 through 8 of this franchise.
Except for these characters and the traps that they get put in. And guess what? We already got the whole story.
Yeah.
So now,
and you know what?
we already have all the information. So
I'm glad that they get put in these
movie?
traps, because they're not good people to be doing this in the first place. But so that's why at this point, like, I'm going to see it because it's a Saw movie, but I don't have high expectations for it, because we already have all the information about John Kramer. We already know everything. He dies in the third movie of this 10-movie franchise, which they kind of shot themselves in the foot for doing. They really should have not killed him off so quickly in this franchise.
They probably didn't realize they were going to keep making these movies.
Well, I mean, after the first one did so well, you'd think that, you'd have more than just 3 in your franchise or whatever. But it's just, I'm looking forward to it because it is a Saw movie, and another reason to go at this point, or even from the beginning, was because of the twist ending. Mm-hmm. But like I was saying, because we know everything, what could they possibly have for us as a twist?
I have an idea.
That's why we have to.
Okay.
I have an idea that I think will be really cool. I don't think this is what's going to happen, but I think it would be really cool if it did. I did a video a few months ago about a prediction that I had, and it kind of goes along with that, but I'm going to add to it. Okay. So...
You did a video like on your own?
Yeah.
You don't remember this? Okay, yeah, I did. It was like not even, I think it was like 10 minutes or something.
He's trying to go solo. He's trying to break free of the...
I know. Man, Joel and I are gonna make a video.
Anyway, so was it Saw? I think it's the final chapter, like the 7th movie.
Yeah. We're on the 10th movie, and that was the final chapter. Saw 7.
Saw. Yeah, it was the 3D
It was the 3D one.
3D.
The 3D.
Back when 3D was a thing.
Yeah, because the movie you need to see in 3D is Saw.
Yeah.
So it was about a guy who was like a liar, basically. He pretended that he was a survivor of Jigsaw and wrote a book about it and everything. And there's a group of survivors. It's like a support group that he would go to and talk to these people. Some of them we've seen in other movies.
Yeah.
So we already knew that they survived. But there's a whole group, and we don't really get to see the group. So I think this movie, one of them is going to live, is going to be one of the survivors that ends up in the group. And I think at the end, well, I don't think this is going to happen, but I hope. At the end, we'll get this survivor who then we see in the group. So we like fast forward to what would be the 7th chapter. Movie. We see them in the group, and then we fast forward even more, and we see them with the killer from Spiral. And that would be cool to connect Jigsaw with what happened in Spiral. And move forward with the Spiral storyline rather than continuing with Jigsaw. Because then it's connected. It's not just a copycat killer like Spiral was.
Yeah.
It's actually connected to John. So either they show him with the killer, or he kills the killer from Spiral and, takes it on himself, or, for being a copycat, maybe he kills him because of that. Who knows? But somehow it's connected to Spiral. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be. I don't know.
Joel's like, I don't have high hopes for it.
I don't know. Well, I know that I enjoyed Spiral. I think we enjoyed Spiral when we did the review for it, but that's not how the general population felt about that movie. So continuing with another Spiral movie might it might actually kill the franchise. I know we'd be 11 movies deep in a franchise. Maybe it should get killed off at some certain point, but not because of lack of interest. I wouldn't want that to happen to a franchise like this. So I do like that would be connected. I just don't know how people would feel about them bringing Spiral into this Saw movie. So.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I think as a fan, I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
And that's more of I feel like that's more for the diehard Saw fans,
Yeah.
Whereas somebody maybe hasn't even seen most of the Saw movies can go see this movie because, it's whatever. It takes place in 2000 and 11 or something. So
I don't even know. I have no idea what the timeline for any of these movies is. It's it started in a certain year, but he has been in every single movie up until Spiral. So it's okay. Yeah. So there's some crossover timelines here for this franchise. So I have no idea how many years this whole thing takes place in. So it's
well, in the trailer it says you have a couple months to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he always has a couple months to live. It's years later and he has a couple months.
Saw 3 and 4 took place at the same time.
Yeah, they were
Saw
parallel
2 and
to
3
each other.
were not very far from each other either. They definitely weren't a year from each other.
No, they were a couple months.
Yeah, it was a couple months. And so I feel like the whole franchise takes place within a couple of years.
Was it a week?
No, it's 2 months.
It has to be
So,
within a couple of months because
Yeah.
he's still, even in Saw 7, the final, that's still his voice on a recorder. So, like,
Yeah.
even Saw
Yeah.
Is it
7
though?
takes, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think that was,
No, it was the
I know
doctor,
that,
wasn't
what's his face was like, making the traps or whatever. But I forgot what his name was. The other helper
it?
guy.
Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman. But I'm pretty sure either it was Saw 6 or Saw 7 that it's still Jigsaw's voice on the
Yeah.
recorder.
Yeah.
But even if it was Saw 6, like, that's still 3 movies after he died. Like,
Yeah.
He just had a bunch of recorders just saved.
Yeah.
yeah,
Tupac.
he had a bunch of traps, and he knew
Yeah.
when people were gonna mess up,
Yeah.
and just like,
Yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
says in the trailer, I have a lot of work to do. Like,
yeah.
he's,
Oh yeah, he does have a lot
drawing
of work
his
to do.
traps.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got
In
a
2
whole
months.
franchise of traps to make before he dies in a couple months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Each
So
movie
we'll see.
is like 4 days,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah. So as ridiculous and just messed up of a franchise timeline wise this franchise is, I still enjoy them. They're still entertaining movies.
Yeah.
They would be less jumbled if they had not killed him in the third movie.
Yeah.
But
That's why they have to be jumbled.
Yeah, it
And
would.
confusing.
Yeah.
Well, and if they hadn't given him just 2 months, right from the start,
Yeah.
like it was like, man, you really, if you have any hope to keep this going,
Yeah.
you have 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah. Better get working on those traps. Oh man.
So yeah, we'll see. So it sounds like all of us kind of have like no real expectations as far as if it's going to be good. Maybe low expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Saw movies are fun in general.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be a good movie.
Yeah.
For it to be a fun Saw movie.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is Saw isn't about really.
Yeah,
I mean,
none
at
of
the
them are really
beginning,
great movies. Like,
I mean, I think the first one
Yeah.
was a good storyline.
Yeah.
Like that was
Mhm.
the one that had like a good story. The second one like continued the story, and so it was good. But by now, like Joel was saying, like at this point, it's not really about the storyline anymore. You don't really. Saw's just a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's just fun movies. But part of the fun is seeing what the traps are and seeing like what the, how they're going to be able to get out.
Like why they're there.
And all that. And so all the fun of it we already know.
Yeah. That was immediately what I thought was like, no, what? We already know why he's capturing these people and why they're here and what they did and all that. And he always said that it was not about revenge too.
Yeah,
that was never going to be or supposed to be like the motive behind the traps and stuff. And within like the beginning of his whole journey, he captures 4 or 5 people for revenge.
All about revenge. Maybe it's not though. Maybe there's something else going on that
he literally says it in the trailer. What does he say? This isn't revenge, this is vengeance or something.
I don't know.
Something like that. He says something in the trailer.
Well, he also claims to not be a killer either. And it's like, okay, well, technically, I guess you're not. But, like, you're putting people in almost impossible situations to... But, he just loves his technicalities as a killer.
Yeah, he does. He does.
But, I mean, maybe they're doing that to throw us off. Maybe they actually do have a decent story.
Yeah.
I mean, it is taking place... I will say, story-wise, the first 3 is actually a good trilogy of movies. It's got a beginning, a middle, and end. It's an actual story. of John Kramer.
Yeah.
And so the fact that this is in between those, maybe we'll get some.
Yeah. Get some
I'm
good
hoping
story.
at least that we'll continue that good story. But it's like from 4 through 7 or 8, we know everything about him, his sickness, him and his wife. Like,
Yeah.
the fact that they were going to have a baby, but, something happened. Like, we know his entire backstory. So it's like, what could you possibly tell us that's going to be new to the character of John Kramer? That's
Yeah, I don't see how they can do much more, but we'll see.
We're gonna find out that it wasn't 2 months that he had left. It was 2 years.
Maybe the other doctor was lying to him, and maybe
he's not even.
He doesn't even have a tumor.
Yeah, maybe they did fix him, and that's the twist.
Yeah.
Although he was like on his deathbed in the third movie, so I don't know.
Yeah.
When he died.
Maybe he wasn't even on his deathbed.
This is crazy. But maybe they did cure him, and he just thought he was dying from the tumor, but really Amanda was poisoning him.
Oh,
because she wanted to take over.
Yep.
So that's why he was dying.
Yeah.
Man, we solved it.
Man alive.
Solved the twist there at the end.
The jigsaw puzzle,
All right. Well, that's Saw X. Let's move on to the next film that's coming out after that, which is The Exorcist Believer.
Is it? Or is it Five Nights? Oh,
Five Nights is at the end of October.
That's towards the. That's like.
It's like
that'll come out.
Exorcist is October 13th.
No, October 6th.
They moved it up. They moved it up for Taylor Swift's concert.
Oh, okay. I'll go see Taylor Swift.
And that's why they moved it up for people like you that would see Taylor Swift. And it's not even like a concert. It's concert, but it's like on the big screen.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're actually going to see Taylor Swift.
I didn't get to go see Taylor Swift.
Swift on October 13th.
Yep.
In the movie.
Which is kind of selfish, Taylor Swift. That's a Friday the 13th, which is a perfect day for a horror movie to come out.
Well, you never know what's going to happen You never know what's going to happen at that concert.
Yeah.
I don't think it's live streamed. Pretty sure.
No, it's just
But you don't know what happened at all of those concerts.
That's true.
There could have been some really crazy stuff going
on. So anyways, The Exorcist Believer. This is, to me, The Exorcist is the scariest movie ever made. Still creeps me out.
If you can stay awake through the beginning.
Have you not stayed awake yet?
We still haven't finished.
You haven't finished it yet?
So, it's scary. It's nothing's gonna be able to really capture what that movie did.
This one.
But this one, a lot of people are hating on it based on the trailers.
What are they?
I don't know why.
They're hating on it based on the fact that it's an Exorcist sequel, and they're like, "Well, nothing's going to compare to the first one, so why even bother?" It's like,
this one.
Watch the movie. Just don't even I don't like when people have a negative opinion about something based on nothing, based on a trailer. You haven't seen it yet, so you don't know. Even good movies can have bad trailers, and bad movies can have good trailers. It's just you don't know until you actually watch it. But when you have a negative opinion like that, you're going into it thinking that you're going to dislike it. So you're mentally going to pick apart everything about it that you're not going to like. And that's not how you're supposed to see movies.
This trailer, it definitely looks comparable to The Exorcist. I am freaked out. I hope no one is there rooting for the devil. Oh my gosh!
Oh, there will be people there rooting for Rooting for the devil in this movie for sure.
Oh my gosh.
I don't mean it like literally, but like I want to be like more emotionally invested in
Mm,
the good side. I don't want to just be there like to be entertained. Like I want to
yeah.
feel something. I want to feel like, oh, like in the Pope's Exorcist, like I liked that guy and I was like wanting him to win.
Yeah.
Where other like possession movies and stuff, it's just you're watching a story.
Yeah.
You're not like invested in the characters so much. So
There
I hope
was
they do a good job with that as far as the characters.
there was that moment in the newer trailer that came out like a little while ago, like a couple weeks ago or so, where the little girl, there's two girls that are getting possessed, a white girl, little black girl. It's the white girl that is like screaming to her mom, going, "I don't want to go to hell," and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that was very compelling. That's like
Yeah.
that's one of those character moments where I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, I hope that there's more of those scenes because
Yeah.
that's when you connect to
Right.
to the
Right.
characters, and that's
But it
like,
seemed like she was saying that because she kept saying mother to
Mhm.
Reagan's mom.
Yeah.
And so it seemed like she was saying that to Reagan's mom,
Yeah.
not to her own mom.
Yeah.
But
you haven't
mean, it was
seen
hard
the
to tell.
second trailer.
The one that we just saw today in the
No,
theater.
that's the only trailer you've seen. He's talking about a different part in the second
Oh,
trailer.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can take it.
because
But-
yeah, I think she's talking to her actual
Yeah, her
mom
actual
in the.
mom. Or her, yeah. Um,
I mean, I even feel for the girls and for the dad, right when he's like, they're like, how long have you been gone? And she's like, 3 hours. And he's like, you've been gone for 3 days.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. You
Yeah.
feel for them right away.
Yeah. I do feel like the acting's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
It does look good.
Especially by that
Acting-wise,
girl, that
yeah.
little girl. Oh my God.
The
body and the
the
blood.
part in the the trailer where she's like flipping around, like kind of like tossing around on the bed, and you hear like mother.
Yeah,
It
that's what I'm talking about.
sounds, and I wonder if they took it directly from
I know.
The Exorcist,
Hmm.
because
I'm telling you.
and that's one of the creepiest parts of that movie is what you're seeing and what you're hearing
Mhm.
just doesn't match up.
Yeah.
It's just off. And I don't know if it was just the technology back then that, it just, they couldn't get it to match up right. But for whatever reason, that made it scarier. Like hearing this girl, like, mother, stop. But you don't actually see her saying it really because she's just tossing around on the bed, but you're hearing it. And I don't know. It's like weird. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But it sounds the same in the trailer. So I'm wondering if they took it straight from that movie and it was for Reagan's mother to hear,
Mhm.
Yeah.
because that's what she heard
Mhm.
in, the
Yeah.
first one.
It may have.
So,
Do you
yeah.
think Linda Blair will be in this movie?
She's supposed to be.
I did hear that she's supposed to be like credited. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how long her part's going to be, but
Yeah.
I don't think she's on like IMDb yet on her.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I wonder if she's gonna play Reagan though, or
I
if
was
she's
just going to say,
in
is
it.
that Reagan?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, that's Reagan.
So I don't know. Something you got to do well in this movie too is the voice of the demons.
Yeah.
And I feel like that scene where she walks through the church, the voice kind of sounds too fake.
No,
Sounding.
this is the thing though. Well, yeah, I could see that, but like the way that the what is it called? Just like how at first she's like the body and the blood,
Yeah.
like, and it's like a question,
Yeah.
and then it starts
Mhm.
changing
Yeah.
and changing. And oh my gosh, I don't know. There's something about that.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, it's the imagery
gosh.
too of it, her walking through.
Well,
she's
yeah,
got, like,
and then
blood everywhere. And,
Like-
yeah.
I think if you're
It's
gonna
disturbing.
distort the voice, it's better to have the actual like the girl's voice in there too, because with the original Exorcist, that was not Reagan's voice at all. It was like this deep, like smoker, like it's like,
But I love
Yeah.
that. That's
Oh my
what I
gosh,
it's
like.
just like
did.
it makes it. I don't know. It just makes it better
I think
or like scarier when it's their voice, but like
Their voice.
distorted and like it obviously there's something else going on with it, but it's her voice that they're talking through.
That's the thing. I think that's more creepy than all of a sudden just someone else's voice. Danny loves
So
that.
I like the other
Danny
voice
I liked it in Exorcist, but it's
because you can tell it's fake in when they just distort the voice and it has like an echo or something to it. You can just tell that
Whatever,
it's
it
fake.
felt
But when it's
crazy
like
to me.
another person's voice coming out of this little girl,
Mhm.
it's there's something off about it and disturbing about it.
Which is what the Pope's Exorcist did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the boy like have a completely different person's voice.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
Got to
This one really just freaked me out.
Yeah.
Just
How do you
too
feel
much.
about a trilogy though?
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to have an Exorcist movie,
Yeah.
but like what are you setting up for an actual trilogy of movies? Because this is not going to have a
So
happy
this is
ending.
supposed to be a trilogy?
I can promise you this is not going to have a happy ending because of that fact. Yeah, this is the first of a trilogy.
I don't know if I can handle that.
So I think it will. Well, I think it'll have a mostly happy ending, but then of course there's going to be something at the end that is like a cliffhanger or something. You know?
There was a lot, like I don't. Katrina didn't see the new trailer, I don't think, but there was a line towards the ends of it where it was one of the girls talking, and they were saying like only one will survive. You choose to like the parents.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well,
See.
how are you gonna how as just like a regular person are you gonna fight that? Like, because obviously the demon can do whatever they want to either of these girls, so it's like, how do you like? That's why I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna have a happy ending or not, because one of these girls might actually die, or both, or maybe neither of them. Maybe it cuts
that
off right
gives
there.
away
and
a little too much saying that.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have said that in the trailer. And you shouldn't have told me that. You should.
Well, this is like this is for people that have watched the trailers. So.
Yeah, but
this really
not me.
So yeah, we'll see. I think it's gonna be scary. I don't know. Why
I guarantee you it's
gonna
be scary.
Katrina's guaranteeing it to be scary.
Some people will hate it
yeah,
because it's a sequel to The Exorcist, but
yeah,
I don't know if I can see it.
Okay.
We'll
find
see.
out.
Stay tuned to see if I end up on the episode.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, horror is supposed to be scary. That's what horror is. It's supposed it's what it's supposed to be. But most movies aren't that scary anymore. You finally have a scary movie. Potentially.
Oh, it's scary.
So let's get to a little more of a lighter note.
Yes.
And we'll go to the next one, Five Nights at Freddy's.
FNAF.
Yes. So this is based off of the popular video game that's been out for quite a while now. I don't know when the first one
at
came
least
out,
10 years, I think.
Yeah. Based off of that game where there's these animatronics in this like Chuck E. Cheese kind of place, and security guard is there to just keep an eye on the place overnight for 5 nights, I guess.
With his sister, I think, or
is that how the game is?
No, it's just a security guard. So
okay,
like maybe maybe he does bring someone, but we never see her. So
it's his daughter in the trailer.
I think it's his sister. I'm pretty sure they mentioned in the trailer it's his sister. Yeah,
she was that was a little girl.
Oh yeah, but you can.
He's a
It
grown
could be like
man.
a 10+ year difference in age.
That's more than 10 years.
Anyways.
That was like 20-year difference.
So yeah, it's about them trying to survive the night in Freddy Fazbear's
Freddy Fazbear, yeah.
Fazbear. The animatronics obviously are gonna try and kill them or something, and yeah.
But there's some like really deep background story to the Five Nights at Freddy
There is.
video game and everything. Like there's all kinds of backstory and like what is it called?
Theories. Yeah.
About like what it's really about and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering if some of that stuff will be in the movie.
Yeah, I believe so. And I haven't played the games myself. I've seen like footage of the first game. But
Footage.
yeah, but or some gameplay, I guess.
Gameplay,
There we
yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like known that these animatronics are like spirits of children who were killed.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just part of the game or if that's more of like the theory.
I think that's part of the theories.
I think it's part of like, because you don't find any of that out in the first game. It's the first game. It's just what it is. It's you got to survive 5 nights. As the story progresses, you learn more about the characters and you learn more about the animatronics have the spirits of these 5 children that were murdered, and
So in the other games, like the sequel games,
you find out more about that. There's also like books,
isn't it
also
there's
that
books.
are connected to
part like in the mini games, like there's like mini games within the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's where you get the background story.
Yeah, you get some of that.
That's where like you find out the like actual background story and like
there's a few that have
stuff
little
about
mini
stuff.
Yeah. So there's there's mini game. So it gets to a point where the theories get a little convoluted because I think people are digging a little too deep into this franchise. There's lore. There's backstories to these characters, but it gets a little crazy with some of the theories going on. And I mean, there are like multiple, like there's not just the 5 animatronics. Like there's games that have like more and more as they go on. There's like more and more characters, more and more animatronics and everything. And there's like a Golden Freddy. There's there's so many different animatronics that it's like, okay, who are these people then? And
and in those mini games there's like extra characters in the mini games that like are like I remember there was like some theories around like there were like extra characters that were like those characters' spirits from before and like all this different stuff.
There's this guy on YouTube who goes through all the games and all the theories and
there's a couple of them like that.
So I mean the game definitely has a following and has, for some reason, this thing turned into something so big and with all this background and all these people with the different theories and stuff, and I don't know.
I mean, there's like Scholastic books.
Like
in the Scholastic's book fair and stuff.
It's really weird.
Probably tell more about the lore than the actual games do, but because that's pretty much what they're used for. But so in order to tell the story, I really hope this is a popular movie. I really hope they do it right because I do want them to continue with this franchise. Because I highly doubt this movie is going to tell you a whole lot about what's going on in the lore. They do.
Yeah, it's going to be like the first game.
Well, but they do show the 5 kids.
Yeah,
they do show like 5 kids like running away and stuff. So
that's true. That's true.
I think we'll learn at least that much.
Yeah. So maybe this first movie will be like the first like 2 or 3 games worth of information. But there's another security guard in this movie that's like the female security guard that's like giving him all the backstory and everything,
Yeah.
the knowledge. She's a character from the newest game, the one that just came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh.
So
All
they're
right.
like already bringing in characters from like way future games. So I'm like, all right,
That's not very promising.
yeah.
They're gonna try and do it all in this movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That doesn't seem like they're leaving it open for sequels.
Yeah. Well, the
I mean, they could
creator
go
is
their own
involved in
way.
the writing of this movie, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping he does something with it. So
Yeah, he's
I don't
like,
know.
forget the games, I'll just make the movies. I don't
Yeah.
need it, you know,
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
into
So
Hollywood. We do have our friend Matthew Lillard in this.
yep.
Stu.
Yeah.
So he's like the owner of the building or something. I don't know.
He's
He's the guy that
actually-
hires the
Yeah.
security guard.
He will most likely be the main villain of this franchise because
Oh.
he's the one that has like all the information about this. He's actually a bad character, like a bad guy. So
Okay.
we'll finally get the stew
right.
that we so deserved from our Scream franchise.
I'll take it. All right. Yeah.
Maybe this
If
is
they-
just getting him back into the swing
Yeah,
of things.
yeah.
So
Yeah. If they
he
do
can come
it
back
the way
for a
that
Scream.
yeah. So I am looking forward to his character because his character they showed like his name plate on his desk for like a split second,
Yeah.
and it's a different name than the character in the game or in the games. I forgot what his name was in the games, but the character that's on IMDb is the character name that's in the game. So I don't know if that name plate is he's just in front of someone's name plate or something, or behind the desk of, or what's going on with that.
Pretending to be that person.
Yeah, which he is not.
Killed that person.
He is. Yeah, he probably did. So like he's
All right,
he's
interesting.
yeah. So it'll be interesting. It'll be so this is going to be in theaters and on Peacock at the same time, and when they do that, it usually tends to not work out in the favor of the movie as far as how much money that they make. So I don't know how that's going to affect future FNAF movies.
There has to be some incentive for them to do that, because they did it with Halloween Kills as well. Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Like, these are movies that are projected to be successful financially in the theaters.
Yeah.
So I don't know like how it all works out, like contract wise and stuff. But after this long and companies continuing to do this, there must be some sort of incentive there financially for them to do it and not just put it in theaters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably to get
especially
more
for this.
people. Yeah.
Like, this should be a big movie.
Yeah.
And it's PG-13 and it's coming out on Halloween. Like, it has all the, all the factors are lined up for it to be successful. So I don't think you need to put it on Peacock unless you're already guaranteed some money from it, or something like that. I mean, definitely more people will watch it because it's on Peacock.
More people,
but that might take people away from the theater, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I don't see why you would do that unless.
Well, but when is it coming out?
October 27th.
Because I wonder if they do that, like, because of the weekend it's coming out, like, so people might see it in the theater, but then also if there's like
a Halloween night or something, they'll want to
parties and stuff, then they'll stream it and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, then you're only getting one stream for 20 people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's not really working out for them either. So
and it might also get a lot of more people to subscribe to Peacock, because I think that's one of the lower streamers right now, as far as like how many people are with it. So,
Mhm.
I mean, if any movie would get people to subscribe, it's probably FNAF, and at least for like a month, and then they'll go back to unsubscribing or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and it's it's a Universal movie. So Universal owns Peacock.
yeah,
So, it's not like it costs them to put money or to put it on there, most likely.
yeah,
So it's just about, getting the subscribers, I guess. And maybe the subscribers in the long run is more than what they'd make in the theater. I don't know. I don't know how it all works out mathematically.
yeah. I
But
don't. I mean,
there
it's
must be
like,
something there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When I saw that, I was like, that's not going to be good for for this movie. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah,
But yeah, it's PG-13. Some of the scenes in the trailer look pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like one of them looks like a saw trap.
yeah. No, I saw
So
that.
I'm like, what the heck? So I don't know. I don't know how violent it will be or anything like that.
I mean, the game is pretty intense.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the
There's
game's
definitely gonna
only
be some
T for
jump
teen though.
scares.
So yeah,
I
yeah.
know,
That's
but
the thing. It's
great.
all jump scares. It's not like there's no blood or anything in the games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
but
they
it's
just pop
just
up
like
at you.
it's
Yeah.
way scarier than you would think for like a kid
Mhm.
because it is like a kid game.
Yeah.
But it's pretty scary.
Yeah. I mean, it was little kids playing.
I
it when
was
it
always
first came out.
surprised at at how young of kids were playing
Yeah.
this game. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's pretty scary.
So
But I mean,
Yeah.
I got scared at Hello Neighbor.
yeah.
That game
Yeah,
freaked
that
me
neighbor's terrifying. So stop
That
trying to
game
sneak
freaked me
into
out.
someone's house, though.
I know,
He's got someone in his
but it was
basement.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was important. I still need to finish that game.
Yeah. That game's
We
pretty
never
fun.
completed it.
Yeah.
It's like Don't Breathe, the video game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
gotta-
Exactly.
Yep.
All right. This
Okay.
has been Scare
Well-
Talk.
Jeez. Calm down.
So
Don't leave a gap too long.
I don't know. I don't know if our discussion on these movies has made you more or less excited to see them, but we
Obviously
are.
more. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good discussion.
So we're all looking forward to Socks just because it's
it's a
it's
Saw
another
movie.
Saw movie. Exorcist, you guys are excited about. I'm scared of. And FNAF, I think we're all looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing it.
Mhm.
I'm scared of The Exorcist, but I'm wanting. I don't know. I feel like okay. I want to fight the.
You're scared
Fight
of
the
The
evil.
Exorcist. I'm terrified of that.
Yeah, and
It's funny because The Exorcist has always been the scariest movie of
Yeah.
all time for you.
Yeah.
And yet you're like ready to go see this
Yeah.
one. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't know
in
what to do.
theaters, too. The
Yeah.
first
Yeah,
time
I know.
saw
That's
it,
Yeah.
the thing is I
Oh,
never
man.
saw Exorcist in theaters.
I haven't either.
And
And-
so
Like obviously it was in
obviously,
the 70s,
yeah.
Yeah.
but
But they've
re-released
shown
it.
them.
They've
Yeah.
re-released it.
Yeah.
They should
And-
re-release
and
it
you-
before the next one comes out. That would be really cool.
Yes, but
Yeah.
you don't watch it in the theater.
Yes, you do.
Okay, Joel, let me ask you this. Do you remember when you first saw The Exorcist? It's not like a test. Like, I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
It's not like,
Well, I
oh,
hope
yeah, it
not
was
if
with
I don't
me.
know the answer. I mean, I may have said it on that episode that we did. I don't know. But I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember how old I was. I don't remember how long ago it was. I had only seen it like once or twice before we did that episode on it. So I've only seen it like just a couple of times.
I
But
have vivid memories
mhm.
of seeing it the first time.
But you were older.
Yes, I was 16.
Mhm.
Oh,
It was
I thought you
Halloween.
were older than that.
No.
Oh, okay.
It was Halloween night. I remember washing my car, my Pontiac Fiero.
Here we
I
go.
remember watching it. The sun was going down. My cousin came over, and we watched The Exorcist. and I was so scared. I did not expect to be scared because it was, a movie from the 70s. I'm, 16. I think those movies are dumb. And,
Hey,
and then it
your
was like,
favorite movie of all
whoa.
time, the horror
Yeah,
movie
I
of all
thought,
time, was in the 70s.
I thought Halloween was, at that time, I don't think I ever actually completely watched Halloween. Like from beginning to end by the time I was 16. But, yeah, and then that movie freaked me out, and then we watched Open Season after that. Those were the two movies that my
that
parents
cartoon?
Yeah, with
To
the
be able to,
bear
like-
and
Yeah, to be able to calm
Wow.
down.
I don't know if that was
Sleep.
the purpose, but we did end up watching that after. And
That's funny.
that's the only movie that has like kept me up from like
Mhm.
falling asleep. Is
Open
The
Season.
Exorcist.
Yeah, Open Season. It's a classic.
So-
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's my story.
Nice. Yeah, I don't
There
think
you
I
go.
have a story like that for The Exorcist. I think I just watched it with my dad one time, and
It's like, okay, that was pretty
yeah,
good.
I mean, it was scary. It
It was all right.
freaked me out a little bit, but yeah, I don't have any like lasting memories of.
Yeah. So, and what was good about it was the character stuff.
Mhm.
You cared for Reagan. The mom was really good. You were like really concerned for her. The Exorcist himself was a likable character. So that stuff they have to get right. That's what you need in this movie.
Yeah,
Is the character stuff in order for it to be good. Otherwise, it's just another possession movie. And then
Yeah.
we've seen a million of those. So
yeah.
And have some random dig in the forest. I mean, in the desert going on. And
This one will be a
that's
dig
how
in
it's
the
going to
forest,
start.
though.
Yeah,
that's-
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. It'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is in the forest. So yeah. So.
Not in
All
like
right.
what, Saudi Arabia or whatever country.
I think it was Iraq.
Was
I
it
think
Iraq?
Yeah.
Close.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
You're
Who
in the
knows?
ballpark.
By the time
Yeah.
we got out of there, we're asleep. So.
It's really not that long of a part.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
It's like
not.
10 minutes.
I'm already falling asleep thinking about it.
Well, and it is all like subtitled and stuff, that part of the movie. So,
Yeah, and we watched it at home, like you
Yeah.
said. We haven't seen it in theaters, so
Yeah.
by
Well,
the time
that's
we
the
get
thing,
there,
maybe-
I've
well-
already laid my head on the pillow, and
I was gonna say maybe you guys should see it in theaters if they re-release it, but that probably wouldn't stop Katrina from
I'll still fall
falling asleep.
Yeah, just because the subtitles are big.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
let's get out of here.
Okay, this has been Scare Talk.
Go watch those movies. Go check out our reviews when they come out. And have a happy Halloween.
Yes. Sleep tight.
Don't let the Freddy bite.